Here we are, Lacey. We're at the radio station for your interview.
Yeah, exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't wait to hear what they're going to ask you and what you're going to say today, live on the air.
You never know what I'm going to say.
Yep.
I'm as bad as unpredictable as weather. Time to shake, rattle, and roll.
Did your speechwriter write out something nice for you?
No, it's all up here.
Is it?
You never know what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
You never know. It's that unpredictability. Just like when I was on the road as a road trooper, you just never knew what was going to come flying at you next. It's that unpredictable moment when people ask questions or situations arise.
I love it when I'm smoking back here and it goes in front of the screen. It's called a walkthrough. As an actor, you love that. You love to be able to walk.
Smoke screen?
You have to cut through in front of the main actor, yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the ghost of Jeff Todd, the cameraman.
The ghost of the ghost.
So hopefully they're going to let us record this live.
Yeah. Well,
And we can put this out there on...
Nice.
Yep.
My cards.
Oh, what is that?
This is my cards, my campaign cards. Rack cards, they call them.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
got information on the back.
Yep.
Tells you about my platform and my ideas. Extinguish voter misrepresentation, which has voter ID. I support military personnel and veterans, building a strong economy and job creation. It's just some of the things I stand for.
Sounds like a pretty good platform to me.
Oh yeah, everybody loves it.
How about hunting?
Oh yeah, I'm a hunting.
And I see you got your orange on today for hunting season.
Yeah. Is that orange or is that bright red?
I don't know. I'm colorblind.
Oh, is that right? No,
Yeah.
That's bright red. Red,
Okay.
white, and blue, you know?
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah. So, needless to say, going on the radio with Bill Rogers, it's all about shaking up.
All righty, let's go in and do this.
Passion for the people.
I don't want to have to, be in jail, is the bottom line is. My attitude is, if I ask you a question, I expect an answer. I don't want to say, if I say to you, the grass is green, you say, well, green really is a color of money, and money is this and that, and give me the usual runaround the politician does. They get all upset and might jump over the counter and kill you. But hey, thank goodness I don't have to do this with this lovely lady I have in the studio with me. We're talking about Lacey Lafferty, who is running for governor in 2016. Yay! She's here in the studio. Hi, Lacey.
Good.
Say hi to the folks out there.
Hey, how you doing? Thank you so much, Bill, for having me.
Glad you could make it today. It really is exciting for me because we want to get the country, or actually the state of Delaware back to Republican is what we want. And I think you got a good opportunity to do so. Now tell everybody a little bit about yourself if you would.
Oh yeah, I'm a lifelong resident of Delaware, 5 generations, born and raised in Lewis, Delaware.
Wow.
People say, where did I get my accent? Well, my accent is from Sussex County, believe it or not.
And we love your accent. That's great.
Yeah, I get enough grief about it from upstate. They don't like my accent. They don't
Tell them they're just jealous, that's all up there. So.
There must be. They want to come down here and live with us. They must be that jealous,
So yeah, we'll see when you retire, when you come down here to Sussex County and live next to the beach. Yeah,
That's right. That's right. We've got all the beaches and they don't.
That's
so
for sure.
it's it's exciting, and I'm a lifelong resident. My grandfather was chief of police in Lewis, Delaware for 25 years, and agricultural community as well, and I'm a retired Delaware State Trooper.
How many years were you on the state police?
I was on there 13 years, and I got hearing impairment, so I have a disability that I acquired on the job.
Is that because of mind getting too close? Is it like a gun thing or something?
Well,
like
between the guns and the radio noise, I had the mic right up on my shoulder to this year, so they give me a partial disability pension. It was something I didn't want, and evidently they thought there was a need, safety need, because I am a road trooper, and I loved my career, and I swear I stayed on the road.
Were you down here mostly, or all over the host?
Well, I started out in Newcastle when I come out of the academy, and in Newcastle and Kent County as well, and I put in for a transfer back down here in Sussex, where I'm from, and I was
Obviously you got excellent morals. I mean, you're a Delaware State police officer. Well, you're impeccable, I would imagine, right? You've investigated here, there, and everywhere, so everybody knows everything about you.
When you think back, when you're talking about who hired you, I was hired by the Democrats. I was hired by Joe Biden, a crime package initiative back then, and we had a governor, Democratic governor, Tom Carper, a lieutenant governor, Ruth Ann Minner as well, and a colonel that was appointed by the Democrats.
So most of the times when you were out there, Ruth Ann was the governor. Is that-
Yeah, she was the governor, and I've taken a page out of her book as far as campaigning. I assisted Jane Brady years ago, over 20 years ago, with her campaign, and what I just noticed what everybody else was doing, and particularly Ruth Ann Minter. She was campaigning 2-3 years ahead of time,
Right.
and I took that very same page out of her book.
That's great, fantastic. Now tell everybody what separates you from the guys we have in power today, Markell, dare I say. What separates you? What would make you a different governor than what we have today? What is it you don't like today? What would you make better? So real quick.
Obviously accountability and being out with the people. I mean, there's such a disconnect with our administration today in reaching out and being one with the citizens. And
is it true that they're actually scared up there to come down over the C&D Canal? They're afraid of that bridge or something? Is that what it is?
Evidently. Well, if you notice, every time they elect somebody from up there, do you ever see them down here? Only for a PR op.
If they did, we had a big, huge thing here at the high school there, in which everybody had to gather. That's how unusual he comes out of Sussex County. We had to broadcast everybody in the world so they could show up and meet the guy because he's never around down here. He doesn't even take a walk on the boardwalk or anything.
That's right. Well, none of them do. That's the trouble. They don't get out here and talk to the people, and that's the whole premise of why I'm doing it. And I'm coming out as early as I am. Something is new to campaigning. People need to be involved in their political structure. That's the problem we have today. I mean, they're just not involved, and they need to be involved. This is why, obviously, we're ranked number 4 in the nation of being the most corrupt state. I have a problem with that. That's not something I want Delaware to be.
Most corrupt state, number 4.
Number 4, and I just can't wrap my head around this, that we have allowed our state to become this corrupt and crooked by electing these officials that run us. I mean, the most important thing we have to do in life and the freedoms that were given to us by our forefathers was to elect people that is going to govern over us. So why wouldn't you get involved? Why wouldn't you be involved? But you can tell the reason why now that they haven't been involved in the people we have in our administration today, delegating our policies. I mean, we just didn't get this way yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
It's took decades to get this way. And you can't blame this on the Republicans because the Republicans haven't even been in office for over 20 years.
Good point.
So,
well, what was, if you were to get, say you were to get elected in 2016, what would be one of the first things you would do to try to change things around? What would be like one of the first things you would do?
well, the near and dearest thing to my heart is putting people back to work.
Amen.
I mean,
That's what I wanted to
I
hear.
mean, it's all about survival here, Bill. Again, social issues are important, and nobody's diminishing the fact that we got to discuss those. But you have to, people have to survive.
You have to have a job. You can't pay the bills if you don't have a job.
You got to eat.
Right,
You got to
exactly.
clothe your family. You got to put a roof over your head. And not to address that issue foremost would be, I just don't understand why this administration keeps, talking. They wasted the first half of this year talking about social issues when they could have been in there discussing our economy and how to put people back to work. And the foremost thing, you have to lower taxes to promote job growth.
Right.
People only make so much money, do they not? I mean, they don't get raises every week, every time the gas goes up. They don't get a raise to compensate for that.
Certainly not. Or the price of the grocery store or anything else like that.
Exactly.
And jobs are number one. Like you said, you can't do anything without a job. You can't be a productive person in this society. You just can't. I mean, you got to be able to feed the family. You got to be able to pay the mortgage. And the jobs, like you say, they just basically wipe the ball and say, oh, well, we're not going to look for any jobs. What kind of jobs would you try to get? How would you try to get jobs into Delaware? What could you do?
What could I do? I'm
governor.
I'm a big advocate of the film industry. And I would love to promote the film industry in Delaware. We have so much to offer in the state of Delaware.
Beaches and
we have the beaches in the tourist community that states inland do not have.
Right.
We have the casino industry. Look at what we have there. We got 3 casinos. We have agriculture. We're number 1 in the nation of poultry and agriculture, corn, soybean, vegetable production. We have jobs. We have a corporate groundwork and structure.
Is there any chance of getting any kind of industry back in America? In Delaware. In Delaware, is there anything? You got the Chrysler buildings out of business. You got the what's the other one became electric plant thing? I forgot the name of that place, but it's
Bloom. You talking about the Star campus up there to University of Delaware, where they're.
Well, I'm talking about the one that failed, the old Chevrolet place.
The Chrysler plant.
The Chrysler plant's it's taken over by University of Delaware.
Yeah,
right?
University.
But I'm talking about the other plant though, the Chevrolet plant, the one that had the electric car thing that went
Oh,
in there that
you
failed?
mean Fisker?
Fisker, that's the word. Yeah,
The
exactly.
Fisker debacle. Well, that goes to where the administration didn't even do their due diligence on this company to start with.
Right.
There's a lot going on behind the scenes.
So we're still deep in debt for these people, aren't we? Because they haven't made anything, haven't done any, have they even got jobs available for people up there? Is it even open? Do you know?
No, it's not open, and it goes right back to fiscal responsibility. I mean, they're spending our money, our tax dollars, and not being fiscally responsible with the money that they're spending, and not doing their due diligence when they approach these companies. I mean,
Like
California. I mean, you bring California companies out here, and you're paying them $15 million, $20 million out of our tax structured money, a strategic fund, to come here. Why are you doing that? I mean, it's the tax credits and the tax incentives that bring big business. You use that money for small business growth and entrepreneurship. I mean, these entitlement programs that that have run rampant. Why don't you encourage the people, instead of being on an entitlement program, to get follow into entrepreneurship? If you can't find a job, create a job.
Amen.
And let us help you find that job or create that job with workshops and low interest loans, as well as grant money to help these small business people prosper. That's where you're going to get that growth from the economy and the jobs.
All right, well, thank you, Lacey. Listen, we'll take your phone calls too at 945-9292, 800-518-9292. You can talk to Lacey Lafferty, running for governor. We got to take a quick break here. We're going to check and see what's happening with our friends there, Judy and Jake, who are at Visiting Angels, plus more of the Rogers Radio program with Lacey Lafferty, soon to be Governor of Delaware, here on WGMD. Stay right here.